Yes, people, fly me to the moon with another episode of YouTube Tales. And yes, I'm at work again, sat in my car, it's about -10, but this video just had to be done. I mean, we've all heard the saying, a week is a long time in politics, but believe me, 24 hours is a longer time in YouTube world. So I've been thinking about where to start, but I think we'll start from last night. I finally popped my cherry and made my debut on Fighting Trolls. Now, how I got on there is another story. I'm going to do another video about that. It deserves its own video, that one. But anyway, getting back to the last 24 hours. So, Fighting Trolls, which I must say, still number one. You can't argue with it. Paul's just, he's on the up. He's on the up, and last night just proved that. I think at its peak last night, 756 in the chat. A new record, absolutely flying. Everyone on form, and had the pleasure of being right in the middle of it on my debut as well. What can I say? It was on a high. Brilliant night, brilliant live, everything hunky-dory. Paul must have been buzzing when he come off that live, bless him. And then anyway, gets up today. Didn't really look at YouTube till maybe this afternoon. Caught the end of Flying Monks live. Just give a little shout out there. Love Flying Monk, top guy. Anyway, get ready for work. Puts YouTube on. Unbelievable. You couldn't write it. We've got Paul from Fighting Trolls right in the middle of an argument concerning Geordie Paul Clayton, big softy, and Geordie Steph, everyone's favourite Geordie. Well, up until now maybe. But, anyway, so from where I can gather and what I've been watching through tonight, Paul seems to have Paul Clayton, Geordie Paul, laying into Fighting Trolls concerning some Instagram messages back in November originally, where Paul, unbeknown to him, had been talking to Geordie Steph. Oh, from what I can gather, and I believe this, Paul at the time didn't know Geordie Steph as Geordie Steph. He admits that he'd been messaging her. She messaged him saying that she'd split up with a boyfriend and was asking him for a bit of advice, which Paul being Paul, nice lad, exchanging messages anyway, nothing untoward, so from what I can gather. But anyway, somehow this all seems to have come out today. Geordie Paul has hit the roof and it's all gone Pete Tong. Craziness. So you can imagine most of Fighting Trolls tonight, his live, was about this topic, and it was a crazy watch. Another 700 people in the chat watching Geordie Paul going in hard on Fighting Trolls. Paul's protesting his innocence in all this, and I've got to say, I totally believe him. I mean, it'll all come out in the wash, but I've seen nothing but good things from Paul. And Geordie Paul, bless him, like, I mean, he's a big fella, but it's all coming out now. His true colours. We all know he likes a drink, and like a lot of these YouTubers do. But as of now, there's no love lost between Paul and Geordie Paul. I'll be honest. Anyway, so Paul's live finishes 11:30. Bit of a strange one after his high from last night, but anyway, I thought he handled it quite well. Then I flick over to Ash String's live. Now, bear in mind, Ash String was one of the stars of the record-breaking podcast last night with his, if anyone's seen it, with his mop or broom, wherever it was, showing us a bit of a few kung fu moves. Funny, comedy gold, we all might say, but I think it's a case, everyone will agree, it's a case of laughing at Ash, not laughing with him, you know. I mean, this fella, I mean, does he, sometimes I don't even think he knows what day it is, to be fair. And I was sat on the fence for a while with Ash, but after tonight, I mean, this guy is 100% plimsoll. I mean, he's got this channel, Positive Vibes, and he's got a little bit of a following. So I flicks over to Positive Vibes Live, 12 o'clock. He's got 150 people in his chat, which amazing for what it is. Usual crowd in the chat. 5 minutes in, you can see the way it's going. Ash been drinking again. Paul Clayton, his bosom buddy. There's Lieutenant, right-hand man, best buddies. Giving him all the support. Car crash it was. Absolute car crash, there's no other way to describe it. I mean, Ash, what are you doing, mate? What are you doing? I mean, they're both going to look back on tonight, as I think Ash has done quite a few times over the last few weeks, and there's got to be regrets there. There's got to be. Paul Clayton at one point crying his eyes out, asking to get Steph on the live, which Ash does as he's told, the puppet, and Geordie Paul, the puppet master, pulling all the strings, telling Ash what to do, Ash doing what he's told. Oh, crazy. If you haven't seen it, if it doesn't get deleted, you've got to see it. Positive Vibes Live. This thing did not finish till 4 o'clock this morning, and I had to turn it off in the end. It was too much. But you've got to go and have a look at it. You've got to have a look. If it has been deleted, it's crazy. I mean, Ash. I mean, Ash has got a family. This guy's got a family. I mean, no, you never see his wife. You hear her sometimes in the background, but how that family functions, I just do not know. I mean, Ash is drunk most nights, talking absolute pish. Absolute pish. I mean, I'm not sure what his job was before. I think he was a roofer, but he said tonight he's got a new job fitting bathrooms. I mean, honestly, I would not let this man fit my toilet seat. He is hopeless. He's got no banter. He doesn't. I'm not even sure if he realises the people are laughing at him, not with him. It's and the crowd he's got behind him. I mean, come on, it's cringy, man. It's cringy. And if you watch it, you'll know what I mean. You'll know what I mean. Any decent person can see it for what it is. Oh, it's horrible. But anyway, it's 5:30 a.m. It's freezing cold in my car, but I just had to get a few words out. This has just come off the cuff. I haven't got a script or anything. I just had to say something. But as for Ash, Paul Clayton, John Smith, another one pulling all the strings. Terrible, that's terrible. Hang your heads in shame, and there's got to be some come downs today in Newcastle and Nottingham. And Ash, have a day off today, mate, because you ain't fitting no bathrooms today, son. Stay off the drink. People, do Ash a favour, stay off his lives, and Paul, please do not let Ash on Fighting Trolls again. Full of pish. Paul Clayton, full of pish. Geordie Steph, wronging, 100%. But Paul, keep it going, mate. Like I say, I have got some good words to say. I want to do another video today. Tell you about what what I think about Paul, what he's done for me in the last few days. Just what a genuine guy he is. So, big shout out to Fighting Trolls, #1 fan. Right, till next time. See ya. Bye.